Chet, what defensively in that second half led to you all being able to just overwhelm them the way that you did?
I think being able to get our stuff into the game. They were playing with a lot of pace in the first half, and we weren't able to contain that very well, and we did a better job of that in the second half, and then that allowed us to play our half-court defense, which no matter what team you are, your half-court team defense is going to be better than your transition defense, so we just had to pick that up, and then that followed.
It seemed like for you personally on offense, you were able to just mix in so many different things, the hard rolls, the mid-post jumpers, the catch and shoots. How maybe off balance did you feel like the guys guarding you were because you were able to get to so many different things?
Yeah, I just thought as a team we did a really good job of throwing different things out there, mixing it up, not doing the same thing over and over and letting them calibrate to it. Mixing a lot of rolls, a lot of pops, a lot of movement. Still a lot of areas to clean up, though, and be better. And the beauty of it is we have another one tomorrow to try and do that.
When it comes to defending someone who's got like a weight advantage over you, like Drummond does, just how much of that is mental, and what has gone into that process for you to get to the point where you're at right now, where you're able to handle those matchups?
Yeah. They always have their different challenges and their different advantages, I guess. Just trying to play to your own advantages, be smart, and then, just never get frustrated, because basketball is a this way, that way game. Sometimes it's going to go your way, sometimes not. And, just continue to trust that over the course of a game, doing stuff with the right intention will leave you in a good spot.
You mentioned some things defensively you did. Was that just things you wanted to do in the first half, but you did it better in the second half, or was that involve some minor adjustments at halftime?
I don't think it was an adjustment because no matter who we play, we would love to get the ball stopped and get everybody in front of us. I just think as a collective, we didn't do a great job early on of, stopping the ball and then getting guys set behind the ball. And, we definitely keyed in on it because obviously it wasn't where we wanted it to be in the first half, but I don't think it was an adjustment because, there was no, talking point that we changed. It was more so we just had to kind of get back to being us in that area.
Chet, you guys were so good a year ago at just keeping your foot on the gas, beating teams, continuing to sort of build on that. Obviously, different year, different team to a degree. But what have you sensed as you guys get close to the halfway mark, just about how you guys have responded in that way and sort of tried to carry that over into this year?
We've tried to carry over all of the experiences and lessons that can help us during this time, but also understand that on their own, those don't do anything for us. We have to kind of apply them and, do what we have to do in real time to try and win games and continue to improve. And, I don't think that's ever something that looks perfect. No team's ever perfect. I feel like we've seen adversity. We're going to see adversity in the future, and we just have to continue to respond the right way. I feel like we did a great job of doing that last year, and having seen that adversity in some of the biggest moments of the season, it really helps you put things in perspective and understand that you still have to have an urgency to improve, but needing to improve doesn't mean that the ceiling's falling in on you.
Aaron, Mark just called Chet dominant defensively today. What did you feel and kind of sense out there on the floor in terms of the impact that he was having on, stifling Philly's offense?
Yeah, I thought he was just, everywhere in terms of drives at the rim. He contested a lot of shots and layups and dunks, and when he's, at that kind of level of play defensively for us, it makes us, that much better on the defensive end and allows for us to, run a little bit more on the offensive end. So his dominance down there was good for us.
What'd you see out of AJ? First game back for him and a couple games missed.
I mean, just his aggressiveness. He looked like, he didn't miss a beat. Came back aggressive. Just kind of opens the floor up for our team, gets us going a little bit. And his aggressiveness, his playmaking is big for us.
Obviously, Chet's protecting the rim. In that third quarter, you guys are forcing turnovers, converting into offense. Just how would you describe that, I guess, flow state when you guys are firing on all cylinders like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd just say it's partially chaotic because there's no real rhythm or rhyme to it. It's just kind of, togetherness that we have where, guys are scrambling, guys are making plays. And, obviously when our bigs are down there, taking care of business at the rim, it allows for, our perimeter guys to be a little bit more chaotic. So, we got going on that end, and that allowed for some, easy transition opportunities.
Aaron, you guys were so relentless a year ago, just kept coming at teams and stacking up wins and all those sorts of things. Mark was talking about how, different experiences you guys want to learn from, whether good or bad. Do you sense that this team sort of has that same relentless mentality? You guys have obviously coming off the back-to-back losses, but dominate tonight. I mean, what's just your sense of this team's mentality in regards to that?
Yeah, I think just kind of having a mindset of, not wavering, when there's ups, downs, wins, losses, and, turning everything into a lesson. And that's something that has been built from day one, even when I first came in as a rookie. That's been kind of just engraved into us. So we do a good job just responding, whether it's a good win or a nasty win or a loss. Guys do a good job just kind of staying true to who we are and trusting what we have.
What sort of gone into your defensive improvement? Kind of how much more comfortable are you right now in your role?
Yeah, I mean, constantly just trying to, watch film and work on, being better on the defensive end. And, today I felt like I did a pretty good job. But just kind of staying focused on that part, watching clips, watching film, and aggressively attacking that end of, my game to improve.